2013 they lost the Cup semi-final. 2013 they lost the Grand Final. 2014 they lost the Cup semi-final again. They lost the playoff semi-final the same year against Wigan. 2015 they lost the Cup semi-final to Hull KR. They lost the Challenge Cup final to Hull just 3 weeks ago. Are they bottlers or are they the team for the big occasion?
Well, it looks like you seem to feel that they are the chokers. We'll soon find out. It's a capacity crowd here. The atmosphere, I don't think I've ever felt as much here at this ground for a long, long time. It's amazing what a piece of silverware can do to bring along the supporters. This should be a classic. And if you like your wine red, then there'll be plenty of claret on show in the early part of this game.
Stephen Ratchford is patiently waiting, as is the match referee Robert Hicks. We're about to get this game underway. 80 minutes between Warrington and the League Leaders Shield. If Wigan win, we go to the final weekend. The Rugby Football League doubtless will be considering putting the helicopter up in the air again and getting the flight plan sorted out between Hull and who knows where. But here we go for a massive 80 minutes, and Stephen Ratchford gets us underway with a high and hanging kick that will land in the arms of Anthony Gehring. He has to stretch forward and pick it up, and it's a great chase from Warrington, and stakes are high tonight, and the gauntlet has been laid down.
Yeah, it's always a great advantage, you know, when you kick off. Gives you the opportunity to really soften up the opposition. If they, and that's Warrington I'm talking about, if they can keep Wigan well down in their own red zone, if they can stop them from getting to the halfway line, it's always a great boost. Great for the confidence, and the kicking game should be quite poor, but that won't help.
No, first penalty of the match goes Wigan's way. Offside, Warrington far too quick off the blocks, and indeed,
well, Westerman,
3 or 4 paces in front of the match referee.
Well, Westerman completely lost the plot there. He didn't even look at the official. That's the first thing you do when you're getting back into the defensive line. See where the man with the whistle is. Nerves. That's all I put it down to.
Matty Smith just drops a short ball off to Frank Paul Nuasala, and he is grounded by Ashton Sims, Joe Westerman and company. Ben Flower will take it forward now for the Cherry and Whites. It's traditional colours tonight. It's great to see cherry and whites for Wigan, the primrose and blue for Warrington. And this is Liam Farrell. Liam Farrell, good run into the 10-metre area. In fact, over that, he's 5 metres away from the line. Sam Powell gets it away to Williams. Wide they go. Try for Lewis Tierney. Opening try for Wigan. Warrington have yet to touch the ball apart from kick it off. And Sam Powell was involved in all the build-up to that. And Lewis Tierney gets over the line in the corner.
Well, you can put this down to wonderful work by Sam Powell. It was a build-up 3, and you can see there the wonderful pass from George Williams. But the build-up from Powell was good. The pass from Williams was outstanding.
Well, you can see what Warrington are trying to do. At the start of the game, they're trying to get off the line quick, put some pressure on Wigan defensively. Got to make better decisions when you're making speed coming off your line as fast as you can. Unless you get those big decisions right, there's a mismatch, there's a misread, and you can get your numbers wrong. It's a wonderful pass from George Williams. Good start from the Warriors.
First try to Wigan. Phil Clark, if you were a Warrington supporter tonight, would you be worried now?
Well, Captain Mannering said don't panic, and I think Captain Hill will be sending the same message. They're under pressure, and that's a terrible start for a game for them, conceding the penalty as they did, and then allowing their opponents to score. Last week they played against Widnes, and again they started that game poorly, but Widnes couldn't find the final pass to score early. In a very similar situation, the Vikings attack that far side of the field, where Wigan will pass the ball to the left wing and hope to have even more joy.
But Matty Smith misses with the conversion.
And they'll be important, Eddie. You need that extra 2 points in a tight game. But the run that we saw from the second row, Liam Farrell, Tony Smith, the Warrington coach, will be absolutely furious that he allowed the second row of Farrell to get into such a good position. Running short, took the ball quickly, 15 metres down there, quick play of the ball, result, TR wide.
So for the second time in 3 minutes, Warrington about to kick off, and they have yet to have the ball in their hands. Remember, they were pinged for offside in the first set of 6. Ratchford again goes deep and long into the corner. Similar tap into the arms of Gelling. Here comes Flower this time with a rumbustious run from the Welsh international, halted by Westerman and Darrell Clark. Tompkins was the dummy half. Here is Willie Iser now to the 20-metre line for the Wigan Warriors. Beaten 6-8 by Widnes at home 2 weeks ago. They showed great character to come from behind 4-12 at half-time to beat Hull last week. Can they do the black and whites a big favour here by beating the Warrington Wolves and keeping the pot boiling for that league leaders' shield? They've got off to a fantastic start.
Yeah, they look very confident, Eddie, in as much that, you know, that each player is getting himself in a good position. Oh, that's a charge down. Will he get to it? No, it's just beating him over the whitewash. Oh, that looked as though there was a big chance there for Ben Kerry.
Well, that's Warrington. Kick pressure and giving those kickers, quality kickers that they are, no time to think. Matty Smith, in his mind now, as if he needed reminding, he's just going to get a little bit more urgent, maybe step a little bit back and take more, a little bit further back and take more space.
I'm with you on that, Baz. You could see that he was pretty close to the advantage line when he received it. So the position has to be a little bit better from here on in.
Well, that's one of the major tactics that Warrington have in their armoury. They try and close the kicker down on every opportunity. But apart from that ball that crashed into the chest of Joe Westerman, they still haven't had their hands on the ball in the opening 5 minutes of this match. It's a great start for Wigan. Can they keep it going here with George Williams? He's clawed to the ground by the 2 props, Ashton Sims and Chris Hill. There is Sam Powell. Now it's Frank Paul Nuasala again, starting a match this week as he started at Hull last week. Bateman gets away from Atkins. Atkins comes back and helps out with the defensive duties.
It's a big gamble for Atkins. They're saying that to come in on the angle. This should be the kick, or they're going out wide.
They are going out wide, and that was touched again, this time by Rhys Evans. This will be head and feed to Wigan.
Well, you talk about the confidence.
No, he said that this is the turnover.
Yeah,
it comes off Wigan. It comes off Wigan.
I don't think Evans got anywhere near it. But it just shows you the confidence that Wigan have. Not kicking on that last one. Going for the power play. Oh, and he's lost it.
Mistake, Steve-O.
That play on.
Play on, it's a free play. Wigan got the ball back. Chris Hill lost it the first time that Warrington had the ball in hand. The pressure is enormous. Here is Frank Paul Nuasala. Dear me, Warrington haven't started yet. Powell, a dummy half, comes into centre field. He finds Matty Smith. He then gives it to Bateman. Bateman is faced by Atkins, helped out by Curry. Down he goes. 2 tackles gone, 4 remaining this set now. They're 8 metres away from the Warrington line. It's with Matty Smith, and Smith trying to jink his way past Joe Westerman. Could not do that. Gets to his feet though. Plays the ball. Try for Powell, is it? Is Sam Powell over the line, or is he short? Referee has a very, very long, hard look. What's he going to say on the field? They've no try on the field.
Great work though from the hooker Sam Powell.
Just played the ball quickly. Stuart Cummings.
I think he may have hit the post here, Eddie.
Well, there's certainly a collision between players, posts around the in-goal area. Robert Hicks wasn't sure, so we've sent it upstairs. He doesn't think he's got it down. Can't see the ball anywhere near the line on that angle. Nothing showing at all near the line, so Robert Hicks's decision may well be confirmed here as no try. Can't see anything from that angle. What does this one tell us? Does he lose possession? Is the ball taken off him? Well, I think he's just lost the ball. I think it's short on that viewing. Got to get some part of the ball on the line while he's in possession, and we certainly can't see anything from that one either. So I think this will be confirmed as no try. It's the restart that could be important. Is he still in possession?
Here's a worry for Wigan as well. Sam Powell hasn't got up, and just judging off his reaction and his body language, I think he hurt himself then.
Try is denied, which we suspected, but this is far more important right now for the Wigan Warriors, because Sam Powell, in plunging for that attempted try, has obviously damaged himself, and the medical team are surrounding him, and the coach Sean Wayne is very, very concerned.
Well, at first you perhaps thought that he'd made contact with the post, but
we don't like to see that coming out.
no, I don't think it was. I think he was just twisting and probably trying to move the shoulder and the arm to get the touchdown.
Isn't it Ben Curry who makes some contact? I think accidentally with his head. That's how I have thought. Maybe with the lower part of Ben Curry's leg as he's trying to get close to the line.
There you go. Yeah, it's a knee-thigh collision. Sam Powell's low when he picks the ball up. He's trying to get lower to slide the ball over the line. Jake
Shorrock for this young man now.
Jake Shorrock looks like he'll have to come on. Maybe throw one of the other halves in at hooker, or maybe throw Jake Shorrock in at hooker.
Well, the feeling with the stretcher in close attendance and having looked at that collision with Ben Curry's leg is that Sam Powell might be struggling to come back in this match. So what an 73.5 minutes left here for Jake Shorrock.
Well, they've got him set up, which is a good sign. Wonderful attention there from the medical team. They'll make sure that he's taken from the field of play and reassessed. There'll be no chance here. Don't worry about that. Professor Brooks will.
Doesn't he do a short? Good job, Chris Brooks. I've been in that situation when I've been listening to Chris Brooks. You believe every word he says, even though you're convinced that you're okay and you're okay to carry on. You believe that man, and he quite rightly is leading Sam Powell from the pitch.
Well, it's a shame because he's been an integral part in the success this year as Sam Powell. He's come of age this season. Of course, the injury to McAlorum had allowed him to do that.
Well, it's a no-try decision, as we know, and he didn't lose the ball in contact, so it is tackle 4 and they play the ball for Wigan. So here is Matty Smith. He finds Gelling. Gelling dabs the ball to the in-goal area. They're hunting it, and then the ball, I think, was shuttled over the dead ball line. It's a goal line dropout.
Yeah, neat little kick through.
Have you ever known a start like this for Warrington?
We once came here and watched the game where one team, I don't know if it was Warrington or the opponents, had the ball for 10 minutes. It was 10 minutes before the other side got possession. And I suppose they've had a break there with the injury to Sam Powell, but this will test them here now. The concentration, their effort, the defence, and they hold out Wigan from a goal line dropout.
Well, the biggest problem, Phil, is the fact that when they had the opportunity, Chris Hill lost possession. And so they put themselves under a lot of pressure.
The last time they played here, though, Wigan scored first, and Wigan ended up losing by 40 points to 10, so it's not all over yet for Warrington.
No, it isn't, and here is a penalty now for Wigan. Flower trying to get to his feet and interfered with by Ashton Sims, and
they'll take the 2.
I can't believe they're going for 2.
I do. They realise that
Warrington Wolves must be out on the feet. They've been defending for 7 minutes.
Yeah, but they know they've got quality players. They know that those 2 points are going to be very vital.
It will help Warrington more than it will help Wigan.
You know, if Wigan conceded 20 points in the last 3 games, a total of 20 points, Barry, in the last 3 games, maybe they're back their defence and think, we don't need that many points to win a game here. Because it's very hard to break us down at present.
Yes, that could be the case. That could be the case.
Sorry, Ed, I'm going to go back to what I said a couple of weeks ago. In that situation, players will be looking at their opposition thinking what they want us to do. I'll bet you to a man Warrington wanted Wigan to go for goal so they catch the breath, get the composure back, kick off again for the 3rd time, let's be straight about that, but get the ball as far away from the try line as possible.
Well, we'll all have to wait and see whether the 2 points will be valuable. Remember that it was Matty Smith that couldn't get the conversion from way out on that left-hand side. He should be more successful with this.
Well, he should, but he's still almost 30 metres away. Bang in front of the post, though. And remember, against Witness a couple of weeks ago, they turned down the opportunity of a couple of penalties that would have given them at least a point. Tonight, they're taking everything that comes their way. And, well, he just squeezed it in the right side of the post. It shaved the upright, didn't it? It got a glance and it went over. But Wigan are ahead by 6 points to 0. And once again, Stephen Ratchford will kick this ball off. 8.5 minutes, they've yet to touch it properly.
Yeah,
unbelievable, this.
Yeah, it's a big problem, but it just shows you the confidence that this Wigan side have arrived here. It's not sheer fluke, Eddie. You know, good work in the forwards, and Really been cool, smart and collected. No rush, no fuss.
Well, they changed the direction of the kickoff. Didn't go to Gelling this time. They went the other side of the field. But once again, it's Ben Flower who carries it forward on the first tackle. And here is Frank Paul Nuasala. Let's go down to Angela Power's news of that Sam Powell injury, no doubt.
Yes, Eddie, you know when a player stays down for that long, it's something quite serious. And a quick word with Chris Sudlinski as he came out of the dressing room, having seen Sam Powell, and Sam won't be playing a part in the rest of this game. He has been tested for concussion, he's still undergoing the 15 minutes, but he definitely won't come back on the pitch.
So what a night it is for Jake Shorrocks.
Yeah, it certainly is, and what a night there. And the kick from Matty Smith on the third tackle, and you could see that the on-rushing defence has been quite superb. The local fans don't like the position of Robert Hicks. They feel that Wigan are offside, but they are really out of the blocks. They've been busy tonight.
Offload by Matthew Russell, who is a former Wigan utility back, of course. Here comes Ryan Atkins. Warrington have got the ball in their hands for the first time. What can they do with it? He plays it there to Darrell Clark. That was Kurt Gidley. Here now is Westerman. Westerman into the chest of Nuasala. And then he is greeted by two more, Farrell and Flower. Down he goes. Clark wants to get on with it. And Frank Paul Nuasala saw to it that he wasn't going to get a quick play of the ball. And he has conceded a penalty. But I bet the Warrington won't take the two.
Well, they need the ball, don't they? And taking a quick tap. They're not even taking the risk of kicking out the wide one.
This is Ashton Sims on the first drive. 20 metres away. Darrell Clark scampering away. Finds Gidley. Gidley then drops the pass off.
Yeah, there was
off the ball, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think you'll find that Darrell Clark got a bit of a late one.
So another quick tap taken by Warrington. Here goes Chris Hill on the charge. They're now camped at the Wigan end of the ground with Darrell Clark. Clark then gets it away to Patton. Patton finds Gidley. And Gidley is surrounded by three. Tompkins and Farrell get him down. Quick play of the ball though. From Clark back to Patton again. Drops it off to Westerman. Solid Wigan defence. It's been the feature all season. He gets the ball away though under pressure. And this is King. It is young Toby King. Ball is kept alive, but untidily it finds its way to Rhys Evans. Evans will stand and play it. That was Westerman with an outrageous dummy. Westerman looking to fool them, but only finding his way to the touchline, courtesy of fantastic defence from Tierney.
Not a bad effort though by the loose forward Joe Westerman. He just caught Wigan out on that short side. You can see they got the numbers there eventually. And this is sheer strength helped along there by George Williams.
Tierney actually takes the ball over the line. Tierney took the ball over the line. It was a 2-on-1 steal, Stuart, at the very least, as far as Wigan are concerned.
Well, it certainly looked that way, didn't it? I think just as Tony Martin has just seen the ball taken in by Warrington, though, because Wigan have got head and feet.
It's easy for us with slow motion and the camera angles that we've got, to be fair. Let's not be on the back of the touch judge or the referee too early yet tonight. This is Anthony Gelling.
Move, Chris! Hold here, hold!
So Wigan have repelled the first real pressure on their line, but Warrington now getting stuck in, which is what their supporters want them to do. Liam Farrell takes it forward.
Yeah, pretty strong defence as well. Realised that they had no opportunity in the opening 10 minutes, and that looked a touch forward.
Yeah, about 8,000 Warrington fans agreed with you, who are stationed underneath us here at the gantry side of the ground, the south stand. Quick hands from Wigan, but Gelling is brought to earth by Ryan Atkins. Tompkins to Matty Smith, just outside the 40, gets a kick away though.
Not a bad one as well, because he can put under a lot of pressure by Darrell Clark.
Here comes Rhys Evans now. Had a great season, young Rhys Evans, operating these days on the wing, has been playing mostly in the centres. Here's the other winger who's coming off the left-hand side, Matty Russell.
Good combination as well. Takes a lot of work off the forwards. Here comes the big fellas.
Yes, Ashton Sims. Third tackle. They're still 3 or 4 metres shy of the halfway. Now they're over into Wigan territory with Darrell Clark.
Tremendous run. Dummy half. 10 metres forward. Makes it vital when you get the kick away.
Gidley to Jack Hughes. Former Wigan man, of course, arrived at Warrington from Wigan via Huddersfield.
Oh, they've gone for a solo kick. This could turn out okay.
was turned out okay. Great play that was by Toby King.
Well, Gidley, he was screaming for the ball on that last occasion. He wanted to put up a high bomb, but Toby King, he said, I'm going on my own, and boy, they've come off with it.
It's the best example of improvisation we've seen so far tonight, isn't it? A player instantly having to make a decision. He's kicked it through, which was a brilliant one, and then chased and trapped Sam Tompkins into goal. And it might have taken over 10 minutes, but now it's their turn to attack.
The goal line dropout lands in the arms of Declan Patton. Here is the skipper, Chris Hill.
Ooh, that looked a little bit high there by the centre Gelling.
Great flow. Westerman trying to get past Nuasala, can't do so. Westerman to his feet, plays the ball to Clark. Here is Ryan Atkins.
This is a great position now for Darrell Clark. Will he go on his own? Will it be a solo? He's going!
And that is flipped by Anthony Gelling.
Referee said he went backwards, Eddie,
yes, and Charnley has picked up the pieces.
Boy, they're looking to get away with that. Wigan defence were all over the place, but they've got themselves accustomed to it. That is great defence. Listen to this crowd.
Yes, it's building neatly. Quarter of an hour gone. Sargentson trying to thread through the eye of the needle there. Here comes the try scorer, Tierney.
Back here, hold. Go for
Tompkins, big Frank Paul. What a run!
Quick play the ball. That's what's needed, and he's got it. Tompkins got the ball away.
outside.
And Smith with a kick. And this will skip away, I think, and run dead. Yes, it will.
Well, we saw kick pressure from Warrington. There's the league leader shield at stake tonight. Of course, we saw kick pressure by Warrington on Wigan. If Frank Paul Nuasal and the rest of the forward pack can get that quick play of the ball, and Matty Smith and George Williams, they can kick on the front foot and apply pressure.
Yes, the league leader shield is here. That's the chief guest. And also this year the Rugby League have commissioned some medals for the players as well for the first time ever. So if Warrington win, the big presentation will happen at the end of the 80 minutes. It's a big if. There again, they are anything but out of this at only 6-0 down. And Kurt Gidley on the ball wants to get up and play it, which he does now. Darrell Clark just saunters forward, finds Patton. He then gives the ball to Ben Curry. An outstanding year for Ben Curry. Surely a young player of the year candidate. Gidley again puts boot to ball and floats it out that way. Whoa! So close for Rhys Evans. Just couldn't take it in. Tierney wants to get on with it quickly and does.
Oh, you've got to admire that from both sides. First, the kick, and then you got numbers there. But the way that Wigan went and got the quick tap. But Warrington, they were so fast in getting that defence sorted out.
Well, for the last few minutes, then, the game's been played exclusively down that middle part of the field, aren't they? Both just trying to play faster than their opponents and find the little holes that exist.
And there's a little hole has existed here for Anthony Gelling. He's quick, he's Gelling, and he gets the ball out untidily to George Williams. He gets the kick in behind Rhys Evans, and Evans does so well because Tierney was hunting.
Brilliant play. Absolutely outstanding run from the big fella Anthony Gelling. But look at the skill quality of George Williams. He knows he's avoided one tackle, but he's still got him hanging on. And boy, that was Olympic dive into the swimming pool, into the corner.
We are 2 weeks away from the semi-finals when we expect the intensity to lift. But this match tonight is living up to all the pre-match hype. Tremendous from both sides. Well, tremendous in the opening 17 and a half.
The first 7 minutes was all about Wigan. We see Rhys Evans just bat the ball off the island. Once we got equal possession, we then started to even out with field position, and we're seeing a real contest now. I'm not counting Warrington out, despite those 10 minutes.
Bateman stands. What was almost forgotten in the build-up to this attack from Wigan was that wonderful offload from this man, Talima Tautai. Didn't he play well last week? And he looks as though he might be in the mood again tonight. He hangs on this time, though, 10 metres away. Plays the ball, and it's Shorrocks, fires the pass to Smith. He goes wide to Williams. That's touched by Warrington again. Knock on by Toby King.
No advantage to put the scrum down. boy, this is pressure.
He's having a big game, Toby King. He's outnumbered. If that pass goes to hand, I think it's 2-on-1 or 3-on-1. Sam Tompkins, Sean Wayne, he knows. They're creating chances. He's really come on, Toby King. The kick he put in, the chase he put in, the decisions he's making in attack and defence belie those tender years.
Well, Toby King has given a real vote of confidence lately by Tony Smith. This is his 9th appearance in a row. He made his first appearance of the year at the Magic weekend in Newcastle against Castleford. Here's another penalty to Wigan. Will they take the two here? This will be a statement of intent if they do, and the kicking tee is being sent out.
Yeah, I think they'll take the two again, but I know one thing, John Bateman absolutely worked hard to get that penalty. He made it look ever so awkward to get up and try to play the ball. Trampled all over the man who'd made the tackle. And Robert Hicks looked and said, I've got to give a penalty for this.
How about these tactics, Phil, of taking the kicks?
I don't mind it. I think here now, between the top 4 teams, if you get a penalty inside your opponent's half, more than 10 metres from the touchline, I'd probably try and kick it every time, because it's half a try, and we've seen recently, when the best teams put their minds to it, they're very difficult to score against. This is 2 points here, it's a gimme, and the back now receiving possession.
And this is for an 8-point lead. Hush descends around the ground as Smith lines this up. Another 2 to Wigan's total. They lead 8-0. Warrington have beaten them home and away this year for the first time since 2012. They must beat them again to ensure next week's visit to Hull isn't anything other than a showdown for the Shield.
Well, Eddie, you mentioned it a few moments ago in regard to the fact, remember, Wigan declined taking those 3 opportunities late in the game against Widnes. It cost them 2 vital league points, but they're not making the same mistake tonight.
Midway through this first half then. Next weekend, this is the way it looks. Leeds and Lee, which will be the shootout for the leadership, the championship, if you like, of the qualifiers. And there will be the Bev Risman Trophy, specially commissioned trophy for this night, that will be played between these two sides moving forward. The Bev Risman Trophy and the leadership of the qualifying table on offer between Leeds and Lee next Thursday at 7:30 on Sky Sports 1. And then next Friday we will see Hull and Warrington. The way this is going so far, that could be the shootout for the League Leaders Shield. That's on Sky Sports 2 at 7:30.
Square up, Chris, please.
And then, how vital could this one be for Hull Kingston Rovers and Huddersfield in the qualifiers? Next Saturday, 12:25, high noon, lunchtime on Sky Sports 2. Building up to the last weekend of the regular season. Then we've got the semi-finals. Then we've got the grand final. What an end to 2016 it will be. And what a way for my mate to bow out.
But what a wonderful run by Stephen Ratchford there. Quick play the ball. Ratchford was looking for the penalty. It was not forthcoming. But look at the position now that Warrington. They look as though they want to get back into the swing of things. Clark, especially, running from dummy half, has been outstanding.
Here is Gidley, though, now for Warrington. Gets the ball away to Jack Hughes. Hughes was looking to offload that. Tautai came in and made sure it was not going to happen. Ratchford to Gidley. Gidley will float the kick. It's a great kick too. Looking for Atkins. Claimed though by Gelling. He claimed it in goal. And a chance for Gelling to get the ball away quickly, but you've got to wait for the referee, Stuart.
Yeah, referee's got to be on the 20-metre line. He's moved fairly quickly, but he wasn't quite there.
Robert Hicks not quick enough there.
Well, I think he took the wrong route, to be honest. I took a shorter route.
Well, you would these days.
Definitely.
OK, Wigan in possession with Liam Fowler.
Hold.
Shorrocks is waiting. Good run from Don Crosby. Good collision as well.
There was a good shoulder charge there from Daniel Clark.
Here's Tautai again over the halfway. Sims went looking. Tautai to his feet, plays the ball to Shorrocks. Here is George Williams. Williams, a nice little chip over the top. Sargentson knees it forward. Still in play.
Oh, it took a gamble.
20-metre restart.
He's mixing up his game really well tonight, George Williams. Renowned for his support play, his line breaks, But as we saw on that occasion, he dinks the ball into space, and Wigan nearly profit from it.
They nearly did. They nearly did. That was off the cuff. And a little knee forward by Sargentson. Here comes Chris Hill now for the Warrington side, the side that he skippers, trying to steady the ship down, the big fellow. Halted by Willie Isa. Off goes Russell. Russell nearly went without it, held on, did well. Plays the ball to Clark. Clark goes away from Crosby. Great run from Darrell Clark. Many people's man of the match at Wembley, Darrell Clark, back in the side for the first time since the defeat. Here's another one who's been playing well all year, Ratchford. He finds Gidley, another star for Warrington. Good, and King ran into the back of everybody. Last tackle coming up then for the Warrington Wolves. Rhys Evans gives it to Gidley. Another trademark kick, yes. And on a sixpence it's been laid. Flick back down. Oh, if Sims took that, it would have been a try. Over the top it comes to Russell. It will be a try. It will be a try for Matty Russell, or will it?
I think he's got it down, Harry.
Hey, I've got a try. Just tell me there's a knock on in either of those two bits, please.
He's asking for a possible knock-on underneath the sticks, or two. So there's something to watch all over the place here, Stuart.
Well, first of all, who's onside or offside? I think they're all behind the kicker, so not a problem with that. And then there are two instances where the ball was played backwards by Warrington. And that's what he wants to look at. Which direction did it go? Well, I think that goes backwards from Atkins. So his back to the opposition's in goal, so that one's fine. So I think we can move on from there on to the next one. I think it's that one, just even though he's facing his own in-goal area on that one, which direction does the ball go? Well, you have to say that goes backwards. It keeps going the same way. So I don't think there's any problem with those two. And providing that the grounding's okay, I think this will be confirmed as a try. Certainly that goes backwards first from Atkins.
So that's play on.
That's play on from there.
This is the one.
And on that one, I think it just continues going backwards. You know, usually if you get a possession or a touch on it, you continue ahead of the ball. He's already ahead of the ball. I don't think there's a problem with that one.
Ben Thaler's having a very close look at this.
He certainly touches it, does Ashton Sims. But I'm with you, it goes backward.
It's always going backwards, I think.
And
So,
Declan Patton takes it from there. He sees that Wigan are out of touch in defensive line. Sees the winger out there on that left-hand side. And Russell, I think, squeezes into the corner just.
Well, they're still not happy, or at least Ben Thaler's still not happy about this.
and just to remind people that it's been given as a try on the field, so there's no problem there. Checking the grounding, and no problem with the grounding. This try to confirm.
So Warrington look like they have struck back, and they have halved the deficit, which they have. Great night for Matty Russell. His 14th appearance in a row, his 9th try of the season. The former Wigan utility back, who made a couple of appearances for the Warriors, started his career in 2012. That is a nice moment for him.
Kept it alive, the kick into the corner. Always going to create confusion. Definitely goes back from Ashton Sims. And the youngster Declan Patton sees the winger out wide. Russell says, thank you very much indeed. The Wolves are growling, they're backing it.
Well, kick pressure was non-existent from Wigan. He had all the time in the world, Kirk Gidley. Puts a kick onto the centre's head, just on the side of the sticks. The attitude of Warrington and the delivery and execution of that pass from Dec Patton gets their first try of the game.
Interesting here, Dec Patton is the man who is kicking the goals, and the referee wants the Wigan players to get away from his eye line, and he's screwed it the wrong side of the posts. So 8-4 it is to Wigan.
As this kick goes in here, the Warrington coaching staff really need to make some big decisions. It was a great pass from Declan Patton, but now they've got players like Ashton Sims and Chris Hill who've been out on the field from the start. Both made 20 tackles, and they usually come off after about this point in the game, but I think he needs them out there for a little longer to see if they can provide the quick play of the ball that players like Russell and Ratchford and Clark have been thriving from.
Yeah, it was a pretty effective build-up to that, as you say, Phil, in regards to the likes of Ratchford to start with, and then quick play the ball, Darrell Clark taking it through. If you allow Clark to take control of dummy half position, you're going to lose eventually, and this won't help matters.
Well, it was the fight from Ashton Sim who takes the kick off. But the point about the front row is a valid one, but it might mean that those backfield runners, Evans, Russell, Atkins and King, they might just have to start the momentum to benefit the front rowers who come in on tackle 3 and tackle 4.
Ben Curry takes it forward for Warrington and gets them to the halfway line on the first tackle. 26 minutes of the men's got. Here goes Darrell Clark again. Clark, was he taken high by Gelling? The referee says no, he wasn't. Play on and play the ball.
More of a grab on Phil.
Ratchford into centre field to Hill. Gidley gets it wide to Jack Hughes. Hughes just inviting the tackle from Dom Crosby, from Tautai and from Liam Fowler.
Keep your eye out for the fullback, Stephen Ratchford. Will he join in the link?
Hill up the middle, goes down, tackle number 4. Ratchford is hunting in centre field. Patton again. What about getting the pass away? Gets away from Tautai first time, can't get away from him or Willie Answer second time.
That was a facial. Crowd didn't like it. I'm not so sure Patton liked it.
Another great kick from Gidley. Another fabulous kick from Gidley. It's the turnover. Warrington hoping it will be an extra set of 6.
If not learned the lesson, Wigan, there. He had too much time, Gidley, again.
He's so important to them, isn't he, Gidley? He came off at Wembley when they were 10-0 ahead. He left the field. And, of course, history will tell you that Hull took full advantage and won the final. There's the facial that Steve-O was talking about into the forehead nose of Declan Patton. Tough game enough, isn't it, without all that, really, to be fair.
I don't think there was any malicious intent there. He just perhaps just resting his arm for a while.
Hold now, wait, go.
I suppose it explains the features that I have to work with each and every week.
Release, go.
Isa now in centre field for the Warriors.
It's a features, a creatures then.
No features. There's only one creature, I won't tell you who he is. This is Tautai now. What's a rumbustious run? He gets the ball away to Shorrocks again. Good stuff from Williams on his feet, but well watched by Jack Hughes. Shorrocks on halfway. Smith had to reach for that. Drills the kick all along the ground. This will run dead. Not the best kick.
No, he'll be disappointed with that. His kicking radar is not top class so far.
But they lead 8-4, Wigan.
Come on, get your hand off that face.
30 of 51 against Warrington in Super League. Since 1996 have the Wigan Warriors won. But in games here at the Halliwell Jones Stadium, Wigan have only won 3 times in 14 attempts. What an afternoon we have tomorrow with the Salford Red Devils scrapping for their lives against the London Broncos. Sky Sports 3 at 2:55, followed swiftly by the Catalan Dragons and Castleford, 5 o'clock on the same channel. There are 4 great hours of entertainment from the Super League for you tomorrow on the Saturday. This now is Clark.
Yeah, and this guy's just ripping them apart. The Wigan defence have got no answer for Darrell Clark.
And Gidley's kicking them to death as well.
Oh, was he interfered there? It looked to me as though a Wigan player was pushed out of the way. Either way, they've got away with it. Farrell's come up with it.
Just how good are Kirk Gidley's kicks?
Well, how good is also to compliment that Warrington's defence today. I've watched every one of the games. I've not seen a half an hour where they've defended as well as this. I know they've conceded some points, but generally speaking, they've been faster than Wigan at moving forward. They've been stronger in so many of the tackles, and they've really done a remarkable job. Can they keep that level of intensity going for the next 10?
As you say, there are some big men out there who must be getting almost down on empty, and Ashton Sims is one of them. He got a grip on Tautai then, but he got the ball away to Shorrocks, and it goes over the top and wide to Tierney, and Tierney is quick, but that's a great tackle back.
What a tackle from the second row, Jack Hughes.
It was, but it's
fortunately gives the penalty.
Someone going in the bin here.
I think it was for the flop.
Stephen Ratchford's in the sin bin.
All I can think of, it's for the flop here.
Does that seem harsh? That's very harsh.
Stewart?
Well, you could say that Tierney was still moving when he got involved, but the referee's seen it as a flop, and in that position he can only deem it a professional foul, and that's why he's in the sin bin.
So Warrington will have to play out the remainder of this first half without Stephen Ratchford, one of their key men. Can Wigan make them pay with Isa here on this drive-in on tackle number 2? They get another penalty. Ashton Sims, the man who has incurred the wrath of referee Robert Hicks.
Well, sure,
2 more points, or will they now run it with 12 men against them?
Well, I'll take the 2.
The kicking tee's on the way out.
Yeah, and you can see there Ashton Sims just loses the plot slightly. Has a little bit of a ruckus, but they've gone for the tap. They've ignored the kicking tee.
Yes, the kicking tee was being sent out, but the players had other ideas. It's a knock-on. They should have taken the 2. I bet they're saying now.
Talima Tautai, who had such a huge impact on the game last week, will give possession over to Warrington Wolves as they need to take a breath. They need to take time to compose themselves. Of course, the clock is their friend, but the indicator was not the kicking tee coming onto the pitch. The indicator was the exhaustion of the opposition in front of them, which was the point we made 10 minutes or so.
John Clark, Tony Smith, Lee Breers on the sideline. They have yet to make a substitution in this match. Half an hour gone. Well, that's unusual.
They probably was going to do that, Eddie, after they kicked the goal, because it was obvious that Tony Smith had said, get out there as quick as you can. Oh, a little bit of a ruckus.
Well, Ashton Sims won't take a backward step.
Neither will Don Crosby. Just come onto the pitch. That front row, although they're not contested scrums, they can still be vicious. And a line that can't be crossed.
There was nothing in that. I mean, as I say, I keep saying it's a Moroccan market, isn't it? It's all handbags, all pushing, nobody's buying. A lot of threatening going on there.
Appreciate tensions are high, but we don't need any messing about like that in scrums. Let's just get our heads in. Oh, I've not finished. Right, when we finish, I'll tell you can go. Calm down, let's get on with the game. Scrum down, Warrington feet.
So let's get on with the game. When I finish speaking, I'll tell you to go.
He's the boss. He's every right to tell him that.
Warrington with the head and feed. They get possession inevitably through Rhys Evans.
You know, I often wonder whether a captain, when you get a penalty like that, whether a captain has to look towards the sideline. There's got to be some sort of signal as to say the coach wants the 2 points.
Shouldn't the captain decide? Isn't that what the sport's about? Other people off the field making those decisions.
Well, it's normally the coach, isn't it?
And the captain did decide, because the tee was on its way out, and the captain said, we're not having that. Here's a penalty for Warrington. There is this.
Will they ever at a vital time as well? They've been under the cosh, but again, look at that.
It started with Chris Hill, didn't it, Steve? He took that first carry up, and I know he's playing big minutes, Chris Hill, but he plays every game. I think it's his 80th consecutive game. Good leader.
Yeah, you're right, Baz. To me, he's got a great engine. Just keeps going.
George King is out there. First change from the bench from Warrington. And I think it's Ashton Sims, the man he's replaced. Darrell Clark gets it away to King. So we have 2 Kings on the field now. Toby and George. This is George. There's Ashton Sims taking a well-earned breather on the sideline. Kurt Gidley gets the pass away. And they're trying to play good stuff here, Warrington, but that is Westerman spun to the ground by Sargent. He's all over him. Could have been a penalty. This is Gidley! Gidley is the king for Warrington. Level. Warrington back on terms. A torrid first 10 minutes. They fought their way back into the match. And this man, last year's Newcastle Knights Player of the Year, at 34 years of age, he is the key for Warrington tonight.
And this is the penalty that was given away. Sargentson definitely just ruffling around on Clark. And boy, will Wigan be ruined the fact that they did not go for those 2 points. They went for the tap. They coughed up the football, and this is so easy. Very easy indeed. Toby King just wandered through, like tiptoeing through the tulips. And Gidley says, thank you very much for the short pass.
He got a try in the cup run to Wembley, Kurt Gidley. That's his first try in the Super League since May here against the Leeds Rhinos. And it's 8-all, and this kick from Declan Patton will give Warrington the lead for the first time. Remember, they're down to 12 men, with one man, Stefan Ratchford, in the sin bin. This for a 10-8 lead as we approach half-time. 10-8 it is.
Well, take a bow, Toby King. I don't believe he's making this up. I think it was recognition. He saw a big man on goal line defence. He saw Talima Towntai, flat-footed. Jake Shorrocks will naturally get nervous with a big man that close to the line. A lovely pass and a player pushing up in support. Kirk Gidley, quality stuff.
Well, I don't know whether Wigan like playing against 12 men. Remember, they played against 12 and then 11 against Widnes a fortnight ago.
And there again, they never took the 2 points, and that was a feature that they missed out on. Instead of the heads going down, that is Ratford, seconds ticking away, and that's a penalty. Oh, they're becoming their own worst enemy, Wigan. They've just completely gone off the boil, when really, psychologically, if they'd have kicked that goal, it would have put them into a 10-4 lead.
That was a very soft penalty. In fact, I don't know whether it was a penalty, Stuart.
Oh, it looked like he just lost the ball at the last minute. The penalty's gone Warrington's way.
And here they come with Hill.
Jake Shorrocks, move!
Into the last 5 minutes of the half. Darrell Clark having a wow of the game as well. Scampering run, halted by Tompkins and Bateman. Patton waits. 12 metres out. Here's Gidley. Gidley drops the pass off. Oh, good ball. Chris Hill! Second try is very matches. And captain's knock from Chris Hill. Well, he looked like a three-quarter last week against Widnes, the try he scored. And that was Barry McDermott distance. 10 or 15 metres, he would not be stopped. Hill over underneath the sticks. Warrington taking charge.
Unbelievable. And again,
there it is.
That's the trophy that they're looking at, that they know they can win if they can hold on to this. But this is super stuff, and the position that they put themselves all came about from Darrell Clark, who's running the show out there from dummy half. But this is a beautiful inside pass. You call it the crisscross from Gidley, and then the big fella takes it through. Look at the smile on his face. All that hard work. It's joy time.
It's unheard of nowadays for prop forwards, front rowers there like Chris Hill to stay on the field for 80 minutes. It just doesn't happen. But I've wondered now for a number of weeks what impact it would have if Hill did stay on the field for the full 80. Normally by this stage, Eddie, he's off taking a rest. They've left him on for longer, and he's shown he's equally as effective and dangerous. He's had an outstanding 36 minutes, and I don't know if Wayne Bennett's tuning in to watch this game, but I think it would be pretty obvious that Chris Hill's going to be in that England squad.
Indeed so. He's just taken a standing ovation from the crowd as he makes his way back behind those posts as Declan Patton adds the extras, and from a position of some problem, Warrington now lead.
Well, it was Toby King for the try assist on the last one, and watch the run of George King back across the ruck. It's a flat ball, a flat line, and a committed run by the big front rower. I think along with Scott Taylor and Liam Watts, who got the man of the match, those are the three best front rows in the game at the minute.
Yes, they are. And you'll be able to talk to Steve on Twitter about all of this. 16 unanswered points from the Warrington Wolves after the most traumatic start to a match for them. When they didn't touch it, they needed 10 minutes.
And you know, psychologically, I think the fact that they lost possession, Eddie, Wigan, when they knew they could have taken the 2 points, and this guy's just ripping them apart.
Boy, sensational run from Clark.
Yeah, and he realised Clark had lost it to knock on. We put the mocker on him, but you know, he realises that he is not a given to get into the England squad. We know he's playing very well. There's Danny Houghton, there's Roby,
there's Hodgson in Australia.
So he knows he has to be at his peak. And boy, he's just ripping them apart. Wigan have got no answer for this kid.
He's got to try and come out. He's got to hold the ball.
It's tremendous run again from the 2014 young player and Man of Steel winner.
only need 5 boys. Let's get his heads in.
And who will be the man of steel 2016?
Well, with Wayne Bennett's side now out of the NRL, it wouldn't be surprised me, Steve, if next week he's over here to fight the last round of the Super 8s, and then the best thing this place is seeing that our qualified players in the NRL, I bet you get a chance to come over here and see the best that we've got before the season's over.
Well, I'm sure that will be high on the agenda for the Rugby League, to get him across here as quickly as possible now, as he should be watching our semi-finals and grand final and making his own assessments. As you say, he knows what's happening in Australia. He probably knows what's happening over here as well. This is Liam Farrell.
Oh, don't worry, you'll have plenty of footage to be looking at.
Got to see them in the flesh, though, haven't you, really?
Yep.
This is Sargentson.
You want to see what people are doing off the ball, Eddie. That's the key.
Liam Farrell. George Williams. This now Ryan Sutton. He's clattered to the ground by Chris Hill.
Warrington has not got to just stop. They can't just be wandering, and that's great work, and it had to be as well. It was a neat little kick through.
Sean Wayne's on his way down. Matty Russell to the rescue for Warrington then. They're going to get another set of 6 here before the half-time siren to face Warrington, because it's a goal line dropout.
They'll feel like 10 men. Warrington, they absorbed all the pressure in the opening 7 or 8 minutes.
And Barry, the 12 men at the moment leading 12-0.
Immense performances, collectively, individually.
All right.
Led by Chris Hill. As we said, they absorbed everything that Wigan had to throw at them, conceded a try, and from that point on, showed the resilience, showed the durability, showed their engine capacity, as Chris Hill's doing there.
But they can't go to sleep, Warrington. Wigan are capable of scoring tries from anywhere, and they've got possession. They haven't got many seconds remaining.
No, we're in the last minute of the first half.
This surely will come eventually, the bomb or the kick into the corner.
Gelling taking it forward. Trying to waltz his way away from Declan Patton. Shorrocks gets it to Smith. Here's Tautai. Good run from him. Good offload as well. Don Crosby will take it back amongst the heavy traffic.
Will they kick early? They've still got seconds remaining.
Yes, they have a full 30 seconds. Only a tackle, number 3. This is Williams. That's great defence from Jack Hughes. Farrell. Tompkins. Sam Tompkins gets it down. That ball's on the ground. Tompkins had scored.
He'll go upstairs, though. He just did not have a good view of it.
I don't think he saw this. I think he must be unsighted, because from our angle, this ball steward is down.
Well, there's a lot of bodies around. He must have some idea it's on the line to give the try in the first place. But hopefully this will tell us. It's been given as a try on the field. Does he get it down? That's down. That's a try.
And what a blow this is, right on the stroke of half-time for Wigan. What a blow.
It certainly is a great advantage. I said Warrington could not just relax, and this should be TRY, and it's game on.
Yes, we have a second half to savour on the way. Tompkins gets the try. Just one scoring appearance, and that was 2 tries in a match in the last 9.
Well, in the big games, you need your big players. And Sam Tompkins, he sees an opening, sees a space, and his determination to put his nose through, keep those legs pumping, get that ball down, makes the first half a very different complexity now. Wigan haven't played well. First 10 minutes to Wigan, the second 25 to the Warrington Wolves, and they go in a half-time now. Wigan, no, they're not completely out of this game. This is a real game of rugby league, this one.
Yes, it is. As I say, a playoff 2 weeks ahead of the semis. We're at half-time. This to reduce the deficit to just 2 points. And that's exactly what it is. Matty Smith adds the extras. 16-14, a rip-roaring first 40 minutes. Wigan off and running, and in 19 minutes they led 8-0. Warrington didn't touch the ball for 10 of those 19 minutes. Then they got their hands on the ball, and they scored 3 tries in 11. Russell, Gidley and Hill. Tompkins has just scored a crucial 4-pointer. 16-14. Week here, we have 40 fascinating minutes remaining, and Matty Smith kicks us off with Wigan trailing by 2 points at the start of this second half.
And boy, wasn't that a wonderful try by Sam Tompkins. Probably the best individual piece of play we've seen from Tompkins this season. And what a time to make it when it looked as though they were struggling. They were 16-8 down. Warrington were looking very confident. But they snuck that try, did Wigan. Only 2 points in it. It was a great first stanza. Let's hope the second is just as good.
Yes, all to play for in the second 40. We're at the third tackle of the opening set. And here goes Darryl Powell again. He's been doing this all night. Darryl Clark, I beg your pardon. It's taken about 35 years off Darryl Powell then. He'd be delighted. Darryl Clark cutting them to ribbons down the middle. High off the boot of Patton here. This is a tester for Powell. I've got him on the brain. This is a tester for Tompkins. And he took it very, very cleanly and very confidently.
Well, you must have been a Boy Scout because...
Baden, yes, Baden is my hero. Oh, Sargentson, he's just slipped.
Oh, slipped as well.
One.
Good job that Clark just got to him in the end. And, maybe he lost his footing there. It looks like Clark's picked up a bit of a knock as well. He's in trouble.
Yes, he's just hobbling back into the defensive line. Not too bad, though, moving quite fluently. Here goes Liam Farrell now. Up the middle he goes. Solid in the front, halted by Hughes and Gidley. There's Darryl Clark in defensive mode. As Matty Smith hoists this kick high, it's long. Ratchford's underneath it, back out of the sin bin now, of course. Start of the second half, 10 minutes serve.
Just a touch too long there. Hang time was good, but just gave it the time for Ratchford to take it in. It's so important now that Wigan make sure that their defence is pretty solid. They just fell asleep in the last 10-15 minutes of that first half.
Well, Warrington, look in the history books, it's a long time since they won the title. That's a great tackle by Lewis Tierney to halt Toby King. Here is Darryl Clark, fully fit. Look at him, great run. Ball to the ground by Taptai.
He wants to impress this Clark. He knows there's several people trying for that England jersey.
I think with due respect, he's a little more concerned about the League Leaders' Shield and the possible Old Trafford Grand Final at this moment in time, Steve-O. But I know what you mean. It's a great kick again from Gidley, fumbled by Evans. Referee will give the knock on. Oh, he's given head and feet to Warrington.
Toby King again. Picked up where he left off in the first half.
Knock on there by Sargentson. It's quite simple.
Good effort.
Push him in a touch the other way. Oh, Warrington applying the pressure. Now keep your eye on Stephen Ratchford. He'll want to take second receiver. Gidley will probably get the first pass. Atkins out wide. Could be an inside ball for the fullback Ratchford.
Warrington have topped the table 6 times, 48-49, 50-51, 54-55, 72-73 and 2011. But from top of the table positions, champions only once, 54-55. There are 2 other titles, 47-48, 53-54, came when they finished second. But it's a long time since they last won the title. Is this their year? Solid run from George King again. First tackle. Gidley, the key. Drops the ball off to Curry. Then Curry, the ball held in that giant right hand of his. Great run from Curry, halted by George Williams. Penalty. Penalty here to Warrington again.
Well, they weren't standing square, were they? When he played the ball, you could see Farrell and Williams were both eyes aside. He's going close to the prop.
He is Chris Hill again. Going crazy, scoring tries in the last 2 weeks. Gidley laid the pass. Ratchford, wide to go. Matty Russell. Gelling misses him. Bateman gets him. Down he goes. Ratchford, busy behind the ball. Warrington, oh, Clark slips and is then collared by Gelling. Atkins and Patton drops it off to King again.
They're trying to build up, they're trying to set this Wigan defence into the centre. This could be a real long ball right out to the winger.
Hughes, short ball. Thought about the quick offload, but they're offside at Wigan. It's another penalty. That's 3 in a row, isn't it? 1, 2, 3.
And normally he'll get a score after so many. He knows he's under pressure.
He's bemused at this, the pressure that's coming in on his team via the whistle of Robert Hicks.
Surrender! Stand! Hold, don't look.
Darrell Clark fires the pass into centre field to Gidley, looks for the runner, it's Westerman! It's a try! Joe Westerman grounds his comeback after missing the last 2 since Wembley with his 10th try of the season. Well, the pressure on the line early was enormous because of the penalties they were conceding, Wigan. And Westerman has made sure that they pay.
Nice move as well. Watch how you see, it looked as though he was going to be utilised as a dummy runner. The Wigan defence thought that he wasn't going to get it. It came on the angle. Oh, that's wonderful. It was great to see him having his comeback here since Wembley. And he has made his mark. And that could just about do it for the silverware.
Well, it's been very patient by Warrington. They've gone from the right edge to the left edge. They've doubled up on possession by the indiscipline of Wigan, but it's probably the 3rd or 4th time that a runner going against the grain, against Wigan's defence, that's anticipating the ball going out wide, has got a reward. Good build-up from Warrington.
Well, it's a reversal of the first half. Wigan putting in all the pressure in the opening 10 minutes. Warrington turning the screw here, start of the second. Patton will add the extras. Wigan stretch the lead. Warrington stretch the lead.
Well, if you look at all the tries that Wigan have conceded this year, you won't see many that look like this. It's going to be hard to cut through the defence, and that's a strong, determined and skillful run to ride the tackles, twist and turn and rotate the body. Make sure that Wolf is fist pumping the fans.
Nice moves from Wolfie.
Boy, you haven't been on the dance floor for a while, if that's the case. Oh, they're going to let it bounce. Oh, Evans just got to it.
They were wonderful reactions from Rhys Evans.
Do you know when they scored that try, Westerman went over, and you could see Tony Smith get the message out and say, do not be silly and relax from the kickoff, but they've got another penalty. Boy, it is absolutely crucifying this Wigan outfit.
22-14, Warrington lead. Half-time news, Angela Bowes.
Thanks, Eddie. Well, that's just the start that Tony Smith was looking for. He said he's looking for a big 40 from his team. If they can keep a full team on the pitch for the whole 40 minutes. He said Wigan didn't really have to work too hard in that first half, especially when Stephen Ratchford was in the sin bin. Warrington didn't have a lot of possession, but if they can keep a full team, as I said, then they might just be able to test this Wigan side. You can imagine Sean Wayne will be the opposite. He said they were okay, just okay in that first half, with the ball in hand, quite happy, but they really need to be smarter in defence.
Well, here is yet another penalty.
Well, that's 4 on the trot. He's got to give the warning out.
Well, he said, you sort it out, Sam, or I'll sort it out. And this was for...
It was given for a ball steal. That's what it was given for. Interestingly, after the last try, Chris Hill had strong words with Robert Hicks about hands in and interference from Wigan, and his words have produced 2 penalties since.
So another glorious opportunity for Warrington here on the back of the penalties as Curry plays the ball. Here is Patton, now Hill again. He got the try last week, he has a try in the first half here, he's after more.
Tiller was straight
that. Clark goes left, Patton putting in for Sandow, and isn't he doing well, young Deck Patton?
Still going.
That's the third tackle called by Robert Hicks. Wigan anxious not to concede yet another penalty. Westerman, Gidley, slipped when he passed that to Ratchford. Ratchford then gets it away. This is Toby King. Toby King is brought to ground by a phalanx of Wigan defenders. Clark into centre field to Gidley. Gidley to Hill again. Looking for that try line on every opportunity now. Clark scampers into dummy half. Fires the pass to Gidley. Great ball. Great ball from Gidley. Great try from Curry.
He's hurt there, Ben
Curry is hurt.
When he puts the ball down, he holds his knee or his groin. Certainly not happy. It's a lovely line again. Set up by ubiquitous himself, Chris Hill.
His left knee gives way. Just look at the burn now. It cuts on that one as he changes direction.
Yeah,
Let's hope that can quickly recover.
and there's nobody around him when you see a player react and his body buckle like that. You fear the worst. I know you mentioned him as a possible young player of the year, Eddie. I think he should be in the player of the year contention.
You think he's a man of steel?
Without a doubt.
Well, it's certainly up there. He's had a fine season, but this would be a tragedy. But again, Wigan's defence have fallen for the angle run. Watch this. Bang, straight on the angle. They're expecting him to come straight, and you can see two Wigan would-be defenders go flying past him, and it's a step that has created the injury.
Well, let's hope this isn't as serious as it looks, because he's had a sensational season.
They will. They'll be hoping it's not like a Ben Westwood or Kirk Gidley at Wembley, will they? When they had a narrow lead this point in the second half. One of the best players leaves at the moment. Chris Hill and his side look determined here now to go on with it.
Well, he's got a problem, that is for sure, Ben Curry. But Kirk Gidley's class in directing operations around the field and getting in the final pass that opens the door, just brilliant tonight, Gidley. His kicking's been magnificent, and his passing and his engineering has been even better.
Well, the Warrington fans and the Warrington players have made it quite obvious that they thought that Kirk Gidley would be that last piece in the jigsaw puzzle. The piece that would guide them round the paddock, not only with his kicking game, but his experience, and boy, has it paid off throughout this year.
Patton adds the extras, and Warrington now have a 14-point advantage, 28 to Warrington, 14 to Wigan. And I just noticed while Patton was taking this kick, there was a report going in the ear of Tony Smith. Curry goes down into the dressing rooms, but they have a grip on this trophy with a 14-point advantage. But a little word went in the ear of Tony Smith about that injury to Ben Curry. He didn't look very impressed with the news that he received, and he just scratched his head with a touch of frustration. I wonder if that's a long-term blow. Let's hope not. Clark.
John Damon, move!
They're all at sea, Wigan. Oh, it looks like Clark going in the kidneys.
Here's Atkins.
It's a good job that he didn't pick an injury there, because with the Wigan defence, they were just completely out of control, didn't know what was happening. Boy, this has been a real surge by the Wolves, hasn't it?
It has indeed. This is George King. He plays the ball and Ratchford drops it. And he will give the knock on this time.
He thought it had gone backwards, but when you lose it like that, yeah, it's a knock on.
Clark is receiving treatment as we watch the scrum form, and we watch Stefan Ratchford put the hand up. So he has a problem, Darrell Clark. They just lost Ben Curry. There's the man who's the key alongside him, Kirk Gidley. Sam Powell off, of course, very early in the piece for Wigan.
It looks like a stray knee from Bateman, yeah.
Bateman or Farrell, one of the two.
Either way, it's into the rib or the kidney area.
He'll carry on.
Yeah, of course he will. Hookers are tough.
Just gives him a smile there, the two Yorkshire lads.
Okay, ball in, please.
You got me.
Going here for Wigan.
Hold up.
Most recent win on this ground was in the Super 8s last year. It was 28 points to 0. Warrington going through the horrors in the Super 8s. Wigan on the way to the grand final. They have designs on a fourth in a row in 2016. First and foremost, though, they've got to try and peg this lead back. And here is Williams. It's the kick away. That's a ricochet. It's played on. It's played on. It's tipped. Forward pass, says the referee. Forward pass, says the referee. And it's... Well, it's head and feed to Warrington. Was that not a free play, Stuart, or did Warrington knock the ball backwards?
I'm not sure whether it hit anybody's hands, which is why it wouldn't be a free play. And I think it looks there like the pass has gone forward on that one.
Well, that's a massive moment.
I think that hits the chest and then it goes backwards, so it's play on from there. It's not a free play, and that's a forward pass.
Only just the golden opportunity came off Gidley. It's not been classified. I've seen it done before, though, that they've given a knock on for that.
Are we all sure that was a forward pass?
We're pretty close at it.
We don't all need to be at it. There's one person needs to be sure it's a forward pass.
No, that's true. Referee's call.
Well,
he was right in line.
It's getting a bit tasty out there.
Young Sam Wilde is out there.
Yeah. Johnny Smith coach, Tony Smith wanted a coach. They've got to say, hey, listen, come on, let's calm it down. They're getting a little bit excited out there. There's a few head-eyes. Warrington can't afford to be sucked into a heavy game. They're in control. It's Wigan that have to play catch-up.
Jack Hughes. Now they have 3 against 2 here, and Ratchford's one of them. But Ratchford goes inside. Last one here for Warrington. Gidley again with a measured kick. Off the fingertips of Tierney backwards.
But look at the chase. Oh, they won that silverware.
And the way he kicked that ball, Steve, though, he wanted that ball to go over the sideline. You picked it up. The intensity's just raised a little bit. We're going to try to impose their will on Warrington. As Warrington give away easy meters. George King guilty of a high tackle.
And again, the lack of composure. We just saw that Wigan have just fallen apart by giving away 4 straight penalties. 4 straight penalties.
Well, that's levelling up the score penalty-wise. Angela has got news of Ben Curry.
Yes, Eddie, it's bad news, at least for this game for Warrington Wolves, in that Ben Curry will not come back onto the field. They're still assessing the limit or the scope of the injury to him. It's to his knee. They don't know whether it'll be a longer-term injury at this stage, but definitely not for this match. So fingers crossed for the Warrington Wolves that he does get back on the pitch.
Concern for Warrington, concern here for Wigan, because Don Crosby went without the pass.
Well, that ball needed to be on the button. Don Crosby felt like he was in space. And much like the first half, Wigan are creating chances, but they're not able to convert them either into breaks or points.
Yeah, well, the points, the penalties that Wigan gave away, Warrington certainly took advantage of them. I'm afraid on that occasion when the Warriors got that penalty, they've come up with the error again, much to the chagrin of Sean Wayne. But second half, Warrington have played outstanding.
24 minutes of that second half remaining. The distance between the two sides is 14 points.
Look at the line speed on Wigan now. They're hunting.
Warrington hunting their first silverware since the 2012 Challenge Cup. They've only lost 2 of the last 13 matches. In great form and on the front foot here. This is Sam Wilde.
Isn't it amazing, you know, that Tony Smith has got the ability to send out there Brad Dwyer, take over play the ball area.
Oh! Well, I'm sure the touch judges must have seen this.
Yeah, he's on, don't worry. Well, he certainly got a late one, did Declan Patton. And we'll find out something a little bit later in the week. This looks to me like an elbow, fair and square into the lower part of the jaw. That is a silly, silly attempt. We'll certainly see a lot.
It doesn't look good, does it? If Stephen Ratchford went off the field for the card in the first half, that at the very least has to be 10 minutes rest for Ben Flower.
I think it was sent off. Simple as that. Red card.
Well, it looks clumsy because he's leading with that forearm. Whether it's projected or not is questionable. But I think it certainly should result in a card of some sort.
Well, the back pocket has been gone to. It's red.
And I think the official has got it right. You can't come charging in on a man that has released the ball, then utilise the elbow. Maybe you could have got away with it if you utilised the shoulder, but Stewart, the elbow made contact. The official has every right to get the red card out.
Well, absolutely, as I said, it looks clumsy, looks questionable. The fact that it's out there gives the referee the opportunity to do that. So, you know, let's support the referee in that. He's seen it that way and sent him off.
Well, Ben Flower gets a red card, and we all remember the last one. So Wigan down to 12 men for the remainder of this match. Dwyer to Patton, who's none the worse for the experience, fortunately.
Well, with the likes of Kirk Kingley out there, and that's a knock-on.
It's a penalty.
Give the penalty.
And Wigan are losing their cool.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another card here. I think Sam Tompkins has had a weird out of turn.
And I don't think it's a word that would like to be used.
You don't have to agree with every decision. You cannot lose your emotions like that. You do not get another chance.
Oh, he went for the back pocket, I'll tell you. And Sam Tompkins is lucky. So Warrington, it's all going their way at the moment.
It's going to be tough for Robert Hicks. He's got to be very careful.
Here's Gidley, here's Westerman. The league leaders shield, top of the table, home semi-final. One match away from Old Trafford beckons for Warrington. Gidley, long raking pass, picked out of the air by Charnley. That's it on. Gidley shows his frustration by kicking the ball away.
Well, Charnley, he took a huge gamble. And you could see that Gelling had already gone.
Gelling gets hold of that, he's home.
Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it?
He's got Hector to go, and he's got Ratchford and Cole chasing after him.
Got to channel that aggression. You've got to channel it.
Well, they're happy. They know that at least some silverware is coming to the club.
Got to channel what we're doing.
I just can't see Wigan getting back into this, especially with the man down.
Well, let's not forget, Steve, Warrington, they lost Stephen Ratchford, who went in the sin bin. It inspired them. They got on the front foot. Would it do the same to Wigan? I'm not so sure, but...
Well, they've got 22 minutes remaining with 12 men. Warrington knew they had 10. Ashton Sims for the Wolves. The referee was shouting at the players as they scrum down. Discipline. Keep your calm. Discipline. It's getting tasty out there.
And that's
a decent enough run from Philby.
Tony Smith has got to get a message out of Warrington players. Don't get sucked in. Don't get involved. We don't want another person sent off. It's important we keep our players on the field of play.
They can't shrivel up though, Steve-O. They've got to keep doing what they've been doing so far. Keep challenging Wigan. Keep meeting fire with fire, legally, of course.
And they are challenging Wigan there in the shape of Brad Dwyer. This is Westerman. Back it comes again. Patton to Ratchford. He's looking all over the place. Oh, that's a nasty little ricochet. Tompkins down on the ground quickly.
Well, that's surely a penalty. Stephen Ratchford completed the tackle, then had another 2 grabs at the full back. Oh, that was a late flop as well. Joe Philbin it was that went in very late, in my opinion. It's on. This is going to be a real scrap.
Here goes Big Frank Paul, picking up the scraps, gets the ball away. Here comes Williams. He's got Gelling steaming up in support inside him. Gives the ball to Gelling. Atkins to the rescue. Quick play the ball. Matty Smith to Williams. Wide they go. Charnley. And Charnley touches down.
What a great try.
Sensational try from Wigan. One end of the field to the other. 17th of the season for Josh Charnley. A maximum of 4 games left in Wigan's colours. What a match this is for him and for Wigan. Can they come back?
Amazing break. George Williams kept his cool. Good support play by Anthony Gelling. Only a few moments ago, it looked as though Gelling, when he knocked on, had given them the last chance. But what a finish here from Charnley. He beats two. They're all at him. They've got the numbers there. Upper body strength. They're back in it.
Well, that's a quality finish. But I'm going to credit Frank Paul, the wrecking ball. He gains 15 metres, finds a beautiful offload to a supporting player, and then the composure that Wigan showed allowed them to get that try. This ball game's back on.
It is, and it will be even more so if Matty Smith kicks this. It's a tough ask. It's a very tough ask. And he's not come up with the answers. Listen to this. The last time that Wigan had a man sent off, Sean O'Loughlin at Wakefield, they came back and won that match on the bell. This isn't Wakefield, this is Warrington. But you get the picture.
But you get a little bit worried, perhaps, if you're a Warrington fan right now, because if they were to lose here in the final quarter with a 10-point lead playing against 12 men, boy, what would that do to your confidence for the rest of the year?
Indeed so. Should Warrington fans be worried? 19 minutes of the game remaining. Wigan back in it. Of course, you only have a right to be worried, apparently, if you are a Warrington fan. Gelling goes down.
Well, we talk about the composure. You can see there Ashton Sims appealing to the official. He thought there was a knock on there. But if they score quickly against Wigan, they build their confidence. They're keeping the ball alive.
They are. They're throwing caution to the wind now, and here goes Tierney. Good tackle by Brad Dwyer.
Should have been a penalty.
Tierney was looking for a penalty.
Yeah, he should have got it as well.
I think it was too obvious an attempt to get the penalty. They get it now. They get it now.
Well, in boxing terms, they reckon styles make fights. And we see two contrasting styles here. Wigan, orthodox, organised, they throw plenty of shapes and structure. But in the last 5 minutes, they're trying to play the Warrington way. Offloads, second phases and taking risks.
Solid run again from Big Frank Paul. Here is George Williams. Now it's Matty Smith. Great angle run from Bateman. Important tackle low down by Dwyer. Shorrocks gets it away to Tompkins. Tompkins! Sam Tompkins gets the ball away to Farrell. And Warrington muscle up in defence. Here is Sargentson. Now it is Williams. Stabs the kick through. Crosby's after it. Oh, was Crosby nudged in the back then?
He thought so. He thought that Atkins got in front of him. Crosby appeals to the official. But what about Atkins getting in front of me?
And the touch judge has stood his ground on the far side. I think he's seen what we've seen.
Well, if they're running in the same direction, if it's shoulder to shoulder, that should be A-OK. If it's going in the same direction, not that one, the other one. It's the connection with Atkins.
And the referee has had a word with the touch judge. It's a penalty.
Thanks a lot.
Well, I'm with Steve-O. Two players running towards the ball, making a shoulder charge.
Here's Bateman. Here's Bateman. This is Sargentson. This is Sargentson. Back it comes to Farrell. Wigan are laying siege to Warrington's line now. Amazing. The 12 men of Wigan, just like the 12 men of Warrington in the first half. Williams changes the direction again. And George Williams is collared by the tackle from Toby King.
This is great defence by Warrington. Can they hang on, though?
Big Frank Paul once again backs his way towards the line.
Release!
Referee shouts release. 3 gone. It's Matty Smith. Matty Smith gives it to Tompkins. Tompkins wide. Charlie's in again. Charlie for Wigan. He's in again. Tries given. Battle joined. Don't go anywhere. This ain't finished yet.
Unbelievable. I thought the cue was on the rack. There was no ball left on the snooker tray, and here we go. Charlie number 2. And look how confident he is. That could be so important that Charlie has sneaked round in the in-goal area. A vital 10 to 12 metres. This could be the difference when you get the conversion.
Well, the biggest difference for me is the fact that Chris Hill hasn't been on the field. It doesn't surprise me. I think we're going to see him re-emerge very, very shortly. Wigan's best chance to get back in the game was when Warrington's best player wasn't on the pitch. He's been off now, and they've got themselves a chance here. This kick goes over, and he's had a brilliant match, Jake Shorrocks. His defence has been awesome.
And he's kicked the goal. He's kicked the goal. And look where we are now, 28-24.
They're only little things, Eddie, but when Frank Paul Nuasala has the ball in his hand, there are 4 defenders around him. When those 2 late retreating defenders get back, they are too late, and the space is there. And the intelligence of Wigan to find that space creates what should be a fabulous last 15 minutes.
Well, who is that staying the night, and is it staying for the rest of the year, or is it heading off somewhere else next week?
It's
4 points the difference.
It's amazing that trophy just doesn't want to go, does it? It's as simple as that. It looked for all the world that Warrington will be celebrating tonight, but there's still a long way to go.
They had both hands on it not long ago, and suddenly it's just slipping from their grasp. Remember, Wigan down to 12 men, Ben Flower sent off. Warrington down to 12 men first half, when Stephen Ratchford was sin-bin.
It won't be the first time, Eddie, that we've seen a man sent off, and the side that's down to 12 have really put in a tremendous performance. Warrington's still in front, though.
Yes,
they have the advantage. It means that Wigan have got to keep catch-up.
And they also, as Phil Clark pointed out, they also have got their number 1 defender and wrecking ball, Chris Hill, out there on the field. Here is Frank Paul Nuasala again, and Hill is the man who's been told to go out and stop it. And he did stop him there. Matty Smith.
That's a clever
kick. On the ground, it's a great kick, and it is eventually pocketed by Rhys Evans.
Yeah, it made sure, did Matty Smith, that it stayed in the field of play. That was the important factor. He knew that they had the chase. Good work there by George Williams in defence.
I think in the intensity of this game, we've forgotten what crucial role Jake Shorrocks is playing at the minute. He's a half-back by trade. He's having to defend in the middle and make those big decisions from 9.
Good work from Sam Wilde, and another good run from this fella.
And he gets the ball away as well to Ratchford. He then finds Gidley. Here now Jack Hughes. Warrington coming forward. Once again with King. Wide to go to Atkins. Atkins against Tompkins. Atkins almost wins it. Rhys Evans almost wins it. Jack Hughes.
He's going close. Oh, Sargentson got underneath the ball.
And they're offside.
It's a penalty, not getting back.
They're offside
the line.
Well, Rhys Evans had the line at his mercy then. He turned Sam Tompkins inside out.
I think this penalty is a bit too far wide to take the opportunity of the 2. This is where you just want to count down now. Apply that pressure. Don't take the risk. And they're going to take the jab. I think they've got that right.
Yes, here they come. Jack Hughes.
Moved on goal line.
Clark is waiting, 9 metres away. Into centre field it goes to Gidley. Now Chris Hill again. Tackle low down, and importantly by young Shorrocks. Clark! Darrell Clark. Red for danger for Wigan when he has the ball in his hand. Toby King. At dummy half. Gidley. Flat pass. Patton. Wider. Ratchford. Atkins now. Here is Russell. Russell looking to get the ball away and does. Ratchford!
He's short! He's just short! Matty Smith got underneath him.
Here's Chris Hill! And somehow Wigan get to him in the nick of time.
Great work by George Williams. Stop the offload.
Gidley. Another big hit by Shorrocks. Turnover right on the line.
That ball should have gone. They have numbers, they have the overlap, but it's heroic effort.
Silly bit bad, but silly play by Sam Tompkins there. I know he wanted to get on and play the ball quickly, but what a second attack with someone down there, and I think you'll find it was Gidley.
Well, you can see that Gidley has got a shiner underneath the left eye.
He needs cutting, mate.
How close have Warrington come here?
Yeah, it looks as though they're going to be denied here. Good step, wonderful work by George Williams again in defence. Williams has been outstanding. Look at him there, gets into it.
And Ratchford is so close.
Yeah, and then it was Matty Smith. The two halfbacks have saved the bacon for the Wigan Warriors.
You're all right, we've got an injured
Look
player.
at that. So short. Gidley knew it as well.
Go away.
And then it was just a silly play by Sam Tompkins to get involved.
I've got it live. I'm penalising Kirk Gidley.
What a night and what a game
Gidley.
that fella's
No
had.
releasing the ball.
Every single game he played, George Williams, the experience is growing and growing.
First penalty's not releasing
What a
the ball.
tremendous player.
Well, Kirk Gidley is judged to not have released the ball when the tackle count was completed. So it's an easy 15-20 metres upfield for Wigan, and they begin just outside their own 20 with Sargentson trying a goal, and Wigan hit the front.
And let's not forget, Eddie, Wigan weren't at their best in the first half last week against Hull, but they had enough belief to come back and score late in the game and pinch the 2 points.
Then they had a full complement of players. Right now they are down to 12 because Ben Flower sent off with about 25 minutes of this match remaining. So they're doing it tough.
Good offload.
What an offload that was. Here's Gelling. Still Gelling.
Hold here, hold.
Sam Tompkins in quickly at dummy half. Tautai, the hero of last week. Smith spreads it wide to Williams, who drops it. Under pressure from that man Gidley.
Wonderful tackle. You could see that Williams was looking to try to just hand off, but couldn't keep control of it with his left hand. Notice how he's trying to get that right hand to fend off Gidley. You talk about the tackle of the game. That certainly was. Now let's not take anything away from Wigan, preventing Warrington way down the field on 2 occasions. They went close. What a scrap this has been.
But a crucial error by George Williams. Chris Hill or Liam Farrell, if they have the breath, will be with John Wells at full time at the touchscreen.
Well, you should have to do something.
Who's it going to be?
Nobody knows. That's why nobody's going to leave here for the next 10.5 minutes. But if you want to lift a trophy in this sport, you should have to do something special, make an extra effort. And if Warrington are going to lift that trophy in just over 10 minutes' time, then boy, they're going to be pushed all the way.
I'll answer your question, Eddie. I think Warrington, I think the numerical advantage that they've got, if they can start to build some pressure, play the game at the other end, then Wigan can't possibly keep this up.
We shall see.
It's composure, Eddie. That is what's needed from both sides. Clarkson should have got a penalty.
Ashton Sims.
They can't just shut up shop, Warrington. I think they need to score again to make sure that they've got this in the bag.
We're in the last 10 minutes. Gidley to Hill. Last one from Warrington coming up. Here's Gidley. The kick. High to test Tompkins. Oh, well,
He's taken out. He's
Yes,
got to
he
get a
was.
penalty. Now that's the type of thing that you really don't need. Allow him to take the ball. You can see Evans has made contact. It doesn't have to be too much. It doesn't have to be rough. Or is it the other way around? Has Tompkins kidded the official? He looks like he kidded me. He's not impressed, Tony Smith.
It looked to me as though Rhys Evans forgot to look up for the ball, didn't he? He was just intent, probably tired, no doubt, at this point in the match. His concentration left him. He didn't focus enough on possession.
Hold.
Well, just as Warrington faded a little with Chris Hill off the field, Wigan have now no longer got Frank Paul Nuwasala out there, and they've just gone into the shell a little bit. We've still got Bateman. He gets to halfway on tackle number 3. Smith to Williams. Oh, he ducks under one challenge. Gets the ball away to Matty Smith. He keeps it going then to Isa. Here is Talima Tautai. Tautai dumps it into the arms of Gelling to go wide to Charnley.
Keep away from the touchline, that's all it needs. They're trying to force a penalty there. Warrington have to be alert. Do not give away a penalty.
Here's George Williams, the man who might just do it for Wigan. Pulled down on the last tackle. Here is Bateman. Bateman to Smith. Now Tompkins. Wide it goes to Tierney. Tierney gets that down, I think.
It's close. It is very close indeed.
He scored the first try. of the match. Has he just scored the latest try
I've got a
of
try.
the match? They have a
Can
try
you check
on
the
the
grounding,
field.
please? And also check the challenge. I think it's by
Challenge
Rashford
has to be
for a
checked as
possible
well,
shoulder
Stuart,
charge.
as a possible shoulder charge. Tierney thinks he scored, so too does the referee. Huge call.
It is, and the consequence of the possible shoulder charge could be the difference here with a possible 8-point try, if that's the case. So let's see what happens. Does he get the ball down first of all? Got to decide whether it's a try. And if it is a try, is the foul play on the try scorer? That was the law that was changed at the start of the year, and we'll see whether it has any consequences in this game. No problems up to now. Well, does Stefan Rashford go in with a shoulder charge? It certainly looks like he turns his body to go in, and there's contact with the shoulder. That'll be a difficult one to prove a shoulder charge. We need to see whether the ball's grounded.
And what about the left arm? Oh, it's just short of that whitewash. This will be given.
Well, that's certainly a try on there. There's nothing to say that a try hasn't been scored on what we've seen so far. Oh, his hands on the touchline. His fingers on the touchline. Wow. When does the ball get down?
Well, that far shot, it looks short, and you talk about the little pinky, and I'm afraid the little pinky has denied the try. And boy, Tony Smith will have a very relieved look on his face.
There's a fingernail, isn't there, in it?
You see, on that one, it doesn't show it, but the other angle shows that he's definitely on the whitewash. It's okay there now.
Well, it's on the touchline, but I'd still go back and say we have to decide whether it's a shoulder charge or not, because I think that there's enough evidence there to overturn the try. His hand's on the touchline, so we can't have a try scored in that way, but we should be looking at whether there's any foul play that prevented that try.
Oh, it's a big call. Ben
Well, he
Thaler.
asked the video referee, Ben Thaler, to have a look at the challenge. So the question has been asked. What is the ramification, Stuart? If it's a foul judged to be a foul on the would-be try scorer, what is the reasoning here then?
Well, if the try is denied, we could have a penalty try, or if the try is awarded, we could have an 8-point try if they decide that it is a shoulder charge.
I think he's got the fingertip on the whitewash.
Well, you've got to look at the number of times he's looking at this. Perhaps he's not convinced. The on-field decision is a try. You know, we're all thinking that he's touched the line. You just can't see when the ball's grounded at the same time on that shot, can you?
No, I think you can see the flesh colour of the fingers go into the whitewash. This is probably going to be the biggest decision of 2016.
Well, the number of times he's looking at this, you've got to ask, in his mind, is there sufficient evidence to overturn this try?
It's so big, this decision. It is so big. They have to take a long, long time. They haven't even looked at the challenge on Lewis Tierney yet. Anyway, here we go. I think this is the moment for Ben Thaler to press which button. He's given it. He has given the try. Sean O'Loughlin with the right smile. The scores are level. The scores are level.
Whether you agree with the decision or not, Josh Chandler did brilliantly on one side to get his team in, and that's an outstandingly brave finish by Lewis Tierney here.
Not enough evidence, Phil, is the reasoning from the video referee.
Well, that was our problem, just to accept the decision, whether it's from the referee or the video referee. You've got to play on. And Warrington need to do the same here. They've got the Wigan have kept in line. It's finished up and scored on the right wing, and now Lewis Tierney's done remarkably well. He's opening his young teammate Jake Shorrock can add 2 more.
Can Jake Shorrock? No, he doesn't. He doesn't kick the goal, but it's 28 all. I'm not going to suggest yet that we are in drop goal territory yet, but we're getting close.
I am. Don't worry about that. First opportunity to either side. They'll definitely go for the 1 point. But I cannot believe that was given.
No evidence, not sufficient evidence to turn it down.
Well, I agree with Phil. I agree with Phil. There's still enough time for Wigan or Warrington to win this game. Mistakes will happen. You have to accept the decision that's been made. It was a an outstanding finish. There was a fingernail in it either way. But young Jake Shorrocks there has done 40 tackles. I talked about the amount of defending he would have to do as a number 9.
You know, a draw is neither use nor ornament to either of these two sides in the context of tonight. A draw will not see them give Warrington the trophy, because there is a chance that Hull can get back at them. But the fact of the matter is, there's over 100 points difference between Warrington and Hull. And so, unless Hull have the night of their lives and the night of the century and the night of the game's history next week, Warrington will probably end up as league leaders and get the Shield, but we cannot confirm that yet. A little bit like that video referee's decision. There is not enough evidence to give it on the back of the draw.
And that'll be the turnover. Did Farrell miscount?
Yes, you see by his reaction, his body language.
Surely they should have known that. They didn't have the ability. It was a fair way out. There would be a good 35 metres, which was going to be a long way to go for the 1 point. Now Wigan have to try to stop Warrington, because you can guarantee that Kurt Gidley surely will be the man that the message from Tony Smith get anywhere near, or will it be Stefan Ratchford?
Well, we've had 3 tries in 12 minutes from the 12 men.
They've lost the ball.
Warrington have thrown this ball away.
Well, you know, this is interesting. Sometimes we'll say one side's fitter than the other, but generally in this sport, it's the more skillful team that should win, in my opinion. And at the moment, Ryan Atkins and his team's skill has let them down here, giving Wigan a chance, the first chance here now, to take the lead in this last 5.
Well, I put him a strum down on the halfway line, and that means, as far as I'm concerned, if I was anything for a coach, which I never was, I'm sure that Sean Wayne will say we just want to trundle him right up there, and please, Mr. Matty Smith, go for that 1 point.
This game has turned around on the back of a send-off. Ben Flower left the field red-carded, and Warrington were 28-14 up, 28-14 ahead. The 12 men have battled back to 28 all, and here they go, maybe in search of a 1-pointer.
Listen, they know what they're doing. They're the build-up.
I will drive it forward. Then we'll give it to Bateman.
Sorry, Eddie. Obviously, they'll run to try to score the try. But, that panic situation.
Drop goal from Matty Smith. And he's kicked it. Matty Smith has kicked it. Wigan are ahead. With less than 5 minutes to go.
Well, I didn't expect it to come like that. The offload here, it would have been calm it down and then set up. But because they've offloaded, you can see that Warrington's defence had no chance to stop it, and Matty Smith has become the hero. What a comeback! And yet it's still not over. Warrington's still got a chance. They've gone for the short kick-off. It's too long.
It's out on the full, the kick-off. Penalty, Warrington on halfway.
Well, this has been an outstanding game of rugby league. Now, Matty Smith, with no time to think, he drops the goal. Couple of crucial decisions, one from Dec Patton, the next one from Stefan Ratchford. It makes the hill that Tony Smith's side have to climb that little bit steeper.
And by the way, that was Matty Smith's 9th. Hear that, Steve-O? 9th drop goal of the season.
Why are you pointing at me, and why are you trying to prove that point?
Well, nobody's dropped that many, we don't think, in Super League since the great Breers for Britain.
My reputation.
Penalty, Wigan.
Do you know what's about
the tackle?
Sorry, Eddie. It's about the ability to make good decisions under pressure. Big games, they really test you physically, but it's your mental focus and concentration, sticking to your task, and avoiding the temptation to hold your hand in a little bit longer.
Let's go, Jake.
Possibly looking to cut a corner.
Jake, let's go.
Gain an advantage for your team. Pressure is piling on the Wolves here.
Move, Darryl.
Knock on.
No, the tackle's complete.
Knock on by Wigan. 3 minutes to go, it's not over yet. Darryl Clark saying, why didn't you let me go? Stuart, why didn't you let him go?
Because the tackle was complete before he lost the ball, and the only way the ball can be brought back into play is by a play the ball.
Yeah, you could see that the ball carrying arm and hit the deck. Darrell Clark thought he was on his way to glory, and not only glory, but that silverware. You know, that silver plane, it just doesn't want to go to the right person. Remember last year, that helicopter was going round and round the north of England.
It was buzzing. It was buzzing all over the north, was that helicopter. And Ryan Atkins will take it forward for Warrington now. Wigan need to keep them down that end of the field.
Well, he's a more nervous man than Lee Radford right now for these last 3 minutes.
Well, he was hoping and praying that Wigan might do them a favour tonight. They have been magnificent with 12 men, I'll tell you that. They have been magnificent with 12 men. Hill is grounded. Here is Ratchford. This now Gidley. Now Jack Hughes. Do Warrington have a last gasp moment in them again?
You'd have to look for the likes of Ratchford, or especially Darrell Clark. He's had a brilliant game. He doesn't deserve to be on the losing team.
Here we go.
It's all over.
It is all over. Anthony Gelling has picked their pockets, and Wigan have won. Wigan have won. Wow! Can you believe what you have seen here at the Halliwell Jones tonight? The Warrington fans can't. And just a wry smile from Tony Smith. They have to do it now next week at Hull. It is heartbreak for Warrington. It is heart-jumping stuff for Wigan.
And what a game that Gelling has had. He was instrumental of showing his force, his power, to get them back into it. The never say die attitude. And what can be going through the mind of Tony Smith? Unbelievable. 28 points to 14. They were leading. And they have squandered it. Full play to the Warriors. They're not called that for nothing. They are played back. They had to keep the ball alive. They knew they had to get into it. A pretty decent position. And Gelling got it even in a better position. And boy, oh boy, he raises the arm. He puts the ball down. And the Wigan fans go absolutely bananas.
I don't think we've seen a better try celebration than this, have we? The double the roll, and he gets the 6 shooters out and unloads every single one of them.
Wow. Wigan have nicked it with 12 men. Can you, Adam and Eve, this?
It's behind you, mate.
Just a thriller. Just a thriller. And we are still wondering where that piece of silver, that league leader's shield, will end up. Shorrocks, from bang in front, the young man who had to come on very early in the piece because of the injury that Sam Powell suffered, has had a magnificent game, and here now he will kick Wigan to victory. 35-28, there is no comeback for the Warrington Wolves now.
It has been
silverware is waiting to know where on earth it will end up in 2016.
And what a game it's had.
It's being put away again. It's going out again.
It doesn't want to stay around, does it?
It's coming back next week.
Boy, the taxi fare for the trophy must cost a fortune. It's all over the joint.
30 seconds remaining. Warrington must be absolutely deflated.
They just can't believe it. They will sit in that dressing room, Eddie, and they will be saying to themselves, how on earth have we lost this? We had the opposition down to 12 men. They never gave in, especially this man, Anthony Gelling. He was wonderful out there on that centre position. He got the intercept. It's all over.
This is the match that will settle it next week. Next Friday, Hull will play Warrington, 7:30, live on Sky Sports 2. That is for the League Leaders' Shield. And what Sean Wayne has conjured up a victory out of defeat. They were 28-14 down with 50 minutes gone. Ben Flower was red-carded. They have come up with 4 tries and a drop goal in the last half hour of the match. In 29 minutes, 4 tries, I beg your pardon, 4 tries in 19 minutes to win this match and deny Warrington the league leaders' shield. What must not be forgotten is the fact that it hinged on the back of one of the biggest video referee calls of the year, when the video referee Ben Thaler could not see sufficient evidence to overturn the on-field decision of a try.
We've had 2 games, we had controversy last night, and we've certainly got controversy